There are roughly 11 million American widows and 1.2 million retired couples in the United States living on combined Social Security checks below the federal poverty line for a two-person household. The couples currently living on $200 a month are not the ones the financial press writes about. This video documents what they know. 7 things they have learned, in cash, in clinics, and at gas station counters, that the AARP newsletter does not cover. And 5 mistakes they see other couples make in the first 6 months that cost more than any of the 7 savings combined. What follows is the operating manual as it actually exists. 7 things a thing says. Cash is the only currency that protects them. A bank account that holds less than $300 on average costs $12 to $15 a month in maintenance fees at most major banks. That is $180 a year. A retired couple on $2,200 a month who keeps the entire benefit in cash, in a fireproof lockbox in the vehicle or the structure, loses none of it to the bank. The Social Security check is set up for direct deposit to a no-fee credit union account. The couple withdraws the full check on the first of the month at the credit union ATM. The cash is allocated into 7 envelopes labeled by category, the same Dave Ramsey system that does not work for the middle class but works extremely well at the poverty line. Shelter, food, fuel, medical, insurance, repair fund, and small contingency. Each envelope holds what it holds. When the envelope is empty, that category is closed for the month. A couple on this system runs out of grocery money on the 27th and eats from the pantry until the 1st. A couple without it runs out of grocery money on the 27th and overdrafts their checking account for $36, which is half a week of food at the next month's prices. The bank does not care that the overdraft was for milk. The bank charges the same $36 it would charge for a $400 overdraft. Cash never overdrafts. Cash never gets frozen for fraud review. Cash is not subject to a daily withdrawal limit when the medical envelope needs to be emptied on a Sunday afternoon at an ER copay desk. Thing 6. Fixed costs are paid first. The order of payment the first 3 days of the month is not negotiable. Shelter rent or lot lease was $100 to $200. Vehicle insurance $36 to $60. P.O. box and mail forwarding $40. Phone $25 for a track phone or Mint mobile plan. Total roughly $300 the first week. The remaining $900 is the operating budget for the next 26 days. A couple that pays shelter last, after groceries and gas, is a couple that misses a lease payment within 4 months. A couple that pays shelter first never misses one. The order is dictated by which bills, if missed, cascade into bigger problems. A missed grocery week is uncomfortable. A missed shelter month is a tow truck and a notice on the door. A missed vehicle insurance payment is a $400 reinstatement fee plus a 6-month surcharge on the next policy. The couple who learns to pay in the right order on the right day spends 1 weekend a month on bookkeeping and the rest of the month not thinking about money. The couple who pays in the wrong order spends every day of the month thinking about it. The couples who have been doing this 5 years pay the rent in person on the 1st, cash on the counter, receipt in the binder, before lunch. Thing 5. The 25-mile rule for medical batching. A senior couple on $2,200 a month cannot afford a $40 doctor copay every 2 weeks. The standard fix is to batch every appointment within a single 25-mile single-day trip, scheduled 6 to 8 weeks apart. Both partners see their primary care doctor on the same morning. Both pick up prescriptions at the same Walmart on the way home. Both get blood drawn at the same lab visit. Both file any paperwork at the county Medicare office in the same trip. The total fuel cost is $12. The total cost of 2 appointments billed across 2 trips would be $80 in copays plus $24 in fuel. Batching saves $92 a month. That is 1 full envelope of groceries. Couples who run this system for a year have logged in writing what each batch trip cost, which means by year 2, they know to the dollar what next month's medical line item will be. The clinic schedulers in retirement belt counties know the pattern and book the couples into back-to-back slots without being asked. The pharmacist at the chain store on the same corner knows that both partners' refills go in the same bag on the same day. The lab tech takes both blood draws in 1 visit and submits both bills to Medicare in a single transmission. Thing 4. The Library Walmart Planet Fitness Triangle. Every American small town has 3 institutions that provide infrastructure to people who cannot afford to own it. The public library provides heat in winter, air conditioning in summer, free Wi-Fi, free bathroom access, and a daytime social setting that does not require purchase. The Walmart provides a $4 prescription list, a Subway lunch for $6, and a parking lot that permits overnight stays in roughly 60% of locations. The Planet Fitness provides hot showers, lockers, and 7-day-a-week access for $15 a month for 2 people on the Black Card couple plan. Couples who organize their daily routine around this triangle effectively own a building of infrastructure for $15 a month. Couples who try to provide each of those services inside their own structure spend $400 a month replicating what the triangle already offers for free. The library opens at 9. The gym is open 24 hours. The Walmart is open until midnight. A couple who plans their day across the three never needs to provide their own utility for any of it. The library staff knows them by name. The gym staff stops asking why they shower at 6 a.m. The Walmart greeter remembers their grandkids' names. The triangle becomes a social structure as well as a financial one. Thing 3. The Walmart $4 list and the generic substitution. The $4 generic prescription list at Walmart, Kroger, and Costco covers roughly 400 of the most prescribed medications in America at a flat $4 per day fill or $10 per 90-day fill. Medicare Part D's negotiated price for the same medication is often higher than $4, which means a couple who pays cash at Walmart pays less than a couple who runs the same prescription through their Part D plan. The fix is to ask the doctor at every appointment whether each prescription has a generic on the $4 list, and to ask the pharmacist whether the cash price beats the Part D copay. About 80% of the time it does. A couple on 3 prescriptions each, switching from brand to generic and from Part D to cash, saves $60 to $120 a month. The pharmacist is required by federal law to tell the patient about the lower price if asked. The couples who do not ask pay the higher price. The couples who do not. The annual savings of $720 to $1,440 is a full month of shelter, fuel, and food on the budget at this income level. The same generic substitution applies to vitamins, blood pressure monitors, and the diabetic test strips that cost $80 a box brand name and $12 a box generic. Thing 2. The South Dakota address arbitrage. A couple living in any structure that is not a conventional residence needs a mailing address that the DMV, Social Security, Medicare, and the IRS will all accept. The cheapest solution in the country is a $40 a month mail forwarding service in South Dakota, which doubles as legal residency for a state with no income tax, no vehicle inspection requirement, and the lowest registration fees in the country. A couple who moves their legal residency from a high-tax state to South Dakota saves roughly $400 to $2,200 a year on vehicle registration, vehicle insurance, and state income tax on their Social Security benefit. The annual cost of the address is $480. The annual savings is roughly $700 to $1,500. The math is settled. Some states tax Social Security benefits. South Dakota does not. The state tax savings alone, for a couple still receiving any taxable income on top of Social Security, often pays for the address service 3 times over. The one-night residency rule, established at any campground in the state, completes the arrangement. The driver's license is renewed by mail. The vehicle registration is renewed online. The couple visits the address state once every 5 years. The forwarding service holds the mail for 30 days and forwards in a single weekly envelope to wherever the couple is parked. Thing 1. The 2-vehicle, 1-residence rule. A retired couple on $1, $200 a month who is living in their vehicle should not be driving that vehicle every day. The wear on a daily driven $300 cargo van is what destroys it within a year. The couples who survive the longest have 2 vehicles. A larger one, parked, that is their shelter. A smaller, cheaper one, a 2002 Toyota Echo or a 2005 Honda Civic bought for $200 on Marketplace, that handles the daily driving, the grocery runs, the medical trips, and the gas station stops. The math, counter to common sense, works. 2 old vehicles together cost less to maintain than 1 vehicle being driven into the ground. Insurance on a second 20-year-old car is $18 a month. A timing belt on a small commuter car is $400. A new alternator on the van you live in is $900, plus a hotel room for the night the mechanic has it. The commuter car gets 35 miles per gallon. The cargo van gets 14. A couple who drives 600 miles a month in the commuter instead of the van saves $80 in fuel before any of the maintenance math is counted. The commuter is also the vehicle the couple drives to the rural mechanic at 7 a.m. On the morning the van needs work. 5 mistakes to avoid. Mistake 5. Buying a vehicle you cannot afford to fix. The single most expensive mistake in this community is buying a $300 van that needs a $1,500 repair within 3 months. The couple drains the contingency envelope. The contingency envelope was the medical envelope. One missed prescription becomes a fall becomes an ER visit. An ER visit becomes a hospital bill that cannot be paid. The vehicle was the entry point of the disaster. The fix is the rule used everywhere else in this community. 3 engine codes or fewer on the OBD2 scanner, a 15-minute test drive on the freeway, a flashlight check of the frame and floor pan, A vehicle that fails any of those three is not buyable, regardless of price. The most expensive vehicle is the cheap one that breaks. The mechanics in retirement belt counties will run the same pre-purchase inspection for $40 in cash, which is the best insurance money in the entire process. The $40 spent at the front of the deal is the $500 not spent at the back of it. The couples who skip step learn the lesson once. The couples who run the inspection every time never learn it at all. Mistake 4. Trusting a verbal lease. A handshake with a friendly landowner who agrees to let the couple park their structure on his back lot is how couples lose structures. The landowner's son inherits the property and wants the structure gone in 30 days. The landowner's wife objects to the arrangement after 6 months. The landowner himself dies, and the estate executor follows the lawyer's advice. The couple who paid in cash for 2 years with no paperwork has no claim, no notice, and no recourse. A one-page written lease, signed by both parties, notarized at any UPS store for $10, with a 60-day notice clause for either side, is the difference between owning the situation and losing it. The lease is not optional. The cost is $10. The cost of skipping it is the structure, plus the cost of moving it, plus the cost of finding a new lot under pressure. The written lease also gives the couple something to show a county code officer who shows up asking what the structure is doing on the parcel. The same lease, kept in the binder with the marriage certificate, becomes evidence of residency for the DMV. The lease gives the couple something the verbal deal never gives them, which is time. Mistake 3. Refusing food assistance out of pride. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, provides a couple on $2,200 a month with roughly $200 in monthly grocery benefits. The Commodity Supplemental Food Program, CSFP, provides a £1 box of staples to seniors over 60 every month at no cost. Both programs are funded. Both have sign-up desks at every county agency. Both are routinely refused by retired couples in the first year of this lifestyle, on the grounds that they worked 40 years and do not take handouts. The handout already happened. It went to the corporate restructurings that eliminated the pension. Refusing $200 a month in food benefits to preserve a dignity that has already been billed to someone else is the most expensive form of pride in the entire American retirement system. The couples who file in the first month gain $2,400 a year. The couples who refuse spend the same $400 a year out of envelopes that should have gone elsewhere. The application takes 90 minutes at the county office and renews every 6 months by phone. The CSP box arrives like clockwork on the second Tuesday of the month, with rice, beans, peanut butter, canned fish, shelf-stable milk, and cereal for 2. Mistake 2. Skips Medicare Part D. A retired couple on $200 a month may calculate that Part D's $30 monthly premium is not worth it, since most of their prescriptions are on the Walmart $4 list anyway. This is correct until one partner needs a non-generic medication. The cash price of one brand-name prescription, one time, can exceed 2 years of Part D premiums. The blood thinner one partner is prescribed after a stroke is $480 a month at the cash counter and $12 a month through Part D. The fix is to enroll in the cheapest available Part D plan at first eligibility, pay the premium even when it seems unused, and switch from cash to Part D only when a prescription's Part D negotiated price beats the Walmart $4. The plan is insurance against the prescription nobody saw coming. The penalty for late enrollment compounds for life, which means a couple who skips Part D at 65 and tries to enroll at 72 pays a higher premium every month for the rest of their lives. The penalty alone exceeds the original premium within 3 years. The couple's pharmacist will run the comparison free of charge at any visit. Mistake 1. Letting one partner be the only one who knows the system. The standard pattern in a couple of this generation is that one partner handles the paperwork, the appointments, the bank, and the addresses, while the other partner handles the measles, the laundry, and the social contact. This works for 50 years. It breaks the day the paperwork partner has a stroke. The couples who survive a medical event in this lifestyle are the couples where both partners know the P.O. box address, the bank account number, the South Dakota service login, the names of both doctors, the location of every envelope of cash, and the contents of the binder that holds the marriage certificate, the social security cards, and the lease. The binder lives in the same fireproof lockbox as the cash. Both partners know the combination. Both partners have walked through the routine at least once a year. The arrangement is not romantic. It is what keeps the surviving partner from losing everything in the first month of grief. The binder, the lockbox, and the routine are the marriage's actual estate plan. The expensive lawyer who would have drafted will never has to be hired. If you got something out of this video, subscribe. We document the parts of the housing crisis the headlines skip. Share this with somebody who needs to know that $200 a month is survivable, that the 7 things this community has learned are not in any retirement guide ever published, and that the 5 mistakes are the ones that cost couples the most in a country that has decided $400 a month for a 1-bedroom is normal. The cash is there. The system is there. The math is what it is. The 7 things and the 5 mistakes are the difference between making it through the year and not.